What is one thing you regret doing in life? What is one thing you regret doing in life?
Wasting time worrying about people that never spared me a single thought.
How I wish I could go back in time and give myself that advice. I chose the wrong people and lost everyone else on the way.
If it makes you feel a bit better, me too. I used to be pretty naive when it comes to my friends. Now I'm hella suspicious of new people lol. I don't really mind it anymore though, makes me appreciate the very, very few ones who stayed in my life.
Somebody the other night confronted me about this when I started talking about my ex after a few drinks. Do you think she still puts this much thought into your well-being? No, I don't think she thinks of me at all. Being forced to say it out loud is oddly helpful.
I'm thankful that I started really coming to the realization last year around the age of 25 that I don't need to spend any time caring about what people think about me outside of my close friends, family, and myself. It's honestly been one of the most liberating feelings for my anxiety and stress. My friends and family have always been empathetic and supportive of me anyway, so outside of doing some awful or mean things I won't disappoint them no matter what I do. I could tell them I'm selling everything and living in a shipping container in the middle of Nebraska and they'd just say hell yeah, if you're happy I'm happy.
Sad thing is, I still do that shit, and then I get a shocked Pikachu face when the person ends up treating me like garbage.
I'm your Huckleberry.
*tips *.
When you truly start to wonder about what people think of you, the most surprising thing is just how little they think of you at all.
Same, 18 years later and I've finally filed for divorce. The signs were there the first year.
Not taking life and education seriously. Worrying about what others thought. Not pushing myself harder when it counted.
Thinking the best of people. Doing so has destroyed my life. If I thought the worst and didn't trust anyone, I would be able to survive.
Trust me, having trust issues isn't any better. My wife has to try extra hard for me to simply believe that she isn't going to randomly leave me one day. My father left when I was 11, so I have severe trust and abandonment issues. I wish I could trust people when they tell me that I'm good enough.
Becoming a teacher. I only teach part-time now, but what a mess.
If you found this video funny, then smash the subscribe button.
I spent 2 years as a teacher in what was probably the best situation I could have expected, and I would still never go back.
Agree with this wholeheartedly. The hours and hours I spent of my own time planning and prepping lessons, the lack of support with all the administrative tasks that go along with teaching, the people who tell you what you should be doing in your class who never walk in the door. I could go on and on. During the school year I was unable to have any balance in my life, and still do what I thought was a good job in the classroom. I finally left after 10 years and my husband said it's like having been married to 2 different people.
I'm a former teacher who was able to shift careers into corporate L&D, and the number of teachers who ask me for advice, job leads, anything to get out of teaching really breaks my heart. It's such a hard job that doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Worrying so much about find a partner or love. Like those are lovely things. But like, overstated. There's a lot to the world and life besides love. When it hits, it's a hit punch for sure, but so are breaking your own barriers and reaching your own goals. Life is not about finding your person. It's about finding yourself. Edit, Thanks for the gold. Only my second one, I think, so that's pretty freaking cool, lol.
Getting married.
Having sex with that one woman. Never stick your dick in crazy, lads.
Having sex is one thing, definitely don't knock up crazy.
Seconded. Not wearing a condom.
Or pulling out. 18 years of an unwanted and easily avoidable headache.
Not sticking with a musical instrument when I was younger. Allowing my parents to ruin me, all because I wanted their validation so badly.
Not learning another language like Spanish and/or French. Bilingual jobs pay more.
Not taking more chances.
Dropping out of sports in HS. I was really good, and felt like I could have gotten many scholarships to different college. And I definitely could have used that.
For many people, it's having kids. Regretful parents. Be kind to the subs members, as honesty about parenthood should be appreciated.
Booping the like button to show your support to us.
Doing what I thought was expected of me instead of doing what felt right.
Marrying my first husband. And also giving a shot what people think.
Marrying at 24 while in the military station overseas.
Not being more patient when enlisting. I don't regret joining the military, but I hated the Navy.
So many things. Not trying to be a bit more social in high school. Not saying yes to the one girl that actually asked me out. Not buying Bitcoin when I had the chance early on, heard about it when you had to buy directly from him via PayPal. It was like 1,000 BTC/$1 or 10,000 BTC/$1, I don't remember which. I was going to throw $50 at it, but I spent a ton of money on my car instead and couldn't piss away 50 on a gamble. Not joining the military. I know there's a lot of potential downsides to it, but I'm also 99% sure it would have been the right move for me. Just sitting around and watching the world go by, only to realize one day that I literally just watched all of my 20s and almost all of my 30s go by, and I have literally fuck all to show for it.
Getting Reddit. The toxicity on here has ruined my life.
Reddit has ruined your life.
Man, it is so hard to choose just one.
I really regret having children and getting married so young. I was a very traumatized person and had no business having children. I needed to focus on myself. My upbringing told me I was supposed to be at home and pretty, make babies, and be a good wife. Biggest lie I ever believed and perpetuated. I married the wrong person out of religious reasons and spent 13 mostly miserable years together. I regret it all. But I'm hoping to just continue working on me within the circumstances. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids. But it wasn't something I was prepared for or should have done.
Taking benzodiazepines.
Spending 19 to 29 drinking. 33 now. And when I quit, I realized I needed therapy, not alcohol.
I went to an expensive, private university 100% on loans, for both my undergrad and, 5 years later, my graduate degree. I was the first person in my family to go to college, and my parents didn't quite understand how the financing worked. They just knew that they couldn't help me with it at all. When it was all said and done, I owed over $100,000 for a worthless BA in communications, a minor in English, and a worthwhile MA in teaching. I could have gotten the same thing from a public university for about $20,000 if I had done it right. And I even worked the entire time I was in college to pay for my room and board. It's not as if I had been lazy during those years. Here is what they don't tell you about student loans: they make you pay the interest first. I have been paying almost $400 per month for over 10 years, with a 2-year grad school break in the middle, and my principal hasn't gone down at all. I still owe just as much now as the day I graduated. Barring some windfall of money in my future, I will not be done paying these loans until I am 62. I'm 37, and I'm still paying for classes I took when I was 18, in 1998. It's soul-crushing. And I have no one to blame but myself. Kids, I know a lot of my followers are teens. Do not go into debt for a worthless college degree. If you must go into debt, do it for a degree that will get you a good job.
Going to a crappy college because my friends were going there.
Not moving out of Florida. I'm working on getting out of here now, but it's harder when you're older. If any Floridians under 30 are reading this and think Florida is a fucking awful place and you don't want to be here, I urge you to leave while you're still young enough to more easily start over. I knew in my 20s, but I got complacent.
Not playing guitar sooner in life. I played a bunch of sports growing up cause that's what I was pushed to do and never really thought about getting into music, even when my brother played the drums. I found a real love for music, specifically pop punk, when in college and picked up guitar, in which I have been playing for about 6 to 7 years. Now I can jam with my brother, play small gigs, and have gone to a bunch of shows over the years of some of my favorite punk bands.